Pirates had infected the seas for generations. So I vowed to eliminate them all. And then there was this boy, Jack Sparrow. Follow him in! He took everything from me and filled me with rage.
The dead have taken command of the sea. They're searching for Pearl, a girl, and a sparrow.
I have heard stories of a mighty Spanish captain whose hunted and killed thousands of men.
No, men, no. Pirates. Pirates.
I once knew a Spaniard named something in Spanish.
He's coming for you, Jack.
Where's your ship? Your crew? Your pants?
Jack!
I'm so sorry, were you still talking?
There's nowhere to hide. Find Sparrow for me.
From this moment on, we are to be allies.
Considering where your left hand is, I'd say we're more than that.
Monkey.
I'm not looking for trouble.
What a horrible way to live.
You will pay for what you did to me.
Men on that ship are looking for Jack, so I'm going to swim for it.
Karina, stop that.
No, don't stop that.
This has gone far enough.
No, it has not.
I saw her ankles.
You'd have seen a lot more if you kept your cake holes shut.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Review Network Podcast. Now, unfortunately, I don't have Steve or the Cubby Mudkip with me today. This is going to be an independent review, and I do hope, in fact, that there's a proper episode of MovieCast up at some point with Steve or maybe even Cubby Mudkip talking about this film. But today we're going to be talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, or Salazar's Revenge. I'm really not sure which one they're going with. It could be like the Philosopher's Stone / Sorcerer's Stones type thing, where they're kind of the same thing, but in different parts. I don't even know. But of course, this will be Johnny Depp's reprisal of the role of Captain Jack Sparrow, which of course he made so iconic. Now, obviously, this review, it will say in the title, but just to remind you again, this will be full spoilers. So if you haven't seen this, please make sure to go out and see the film before so, unless you don't care and you're swayed by this review. But whatever, go and find some non-spoiler review, because this will be fully spoiled. Now, the premise is basically Captain Jack Sparrow. Imagine him in like a Logan-esque type situation. He's kind of down on his luck. He's not really got a boat. He's not really got a crew. And after a heist that goes wrong, well, it is entertaining. It kind of, it turns south, and his crew ends up leaving him essentially. Now, the two love interests in this, which is Henry Turner and Karina Smythe, I think, or Smith, whatever. Basically, Henry Turner is the son of Will Turner from the original series. And what I kind of like about this is that it's kind of, he's going on the same adventure that his father does, and while you might think that that's kind of stealing from the plot point, it's kind of getting repetitive, in actual fact, whilst that is the case, it does kind of bring you back to the vibe which made the first film especially so iconic. Now, obviously, it doesn't capture that, I don't think, in essence, but in spirit, I do think that they're kind of going for that. And what's to be sure, Johnny Depp, in the past two films, I was kind of going, yeah, clearly he doesn't want to be in this role anymore. Clearly he's tired of this. But in this one, there's just something that makes me feel that, yeah, that's the Jack Sparrow that we fell in love with in the first film, especially. And I do quite like the second one, to be honest, especially that wheel scene. But unfortunately, whilst the trio is going on their adventure, beloved favourites such as the original crew, like Gibbs, they're kind of just there. They're kind of like, yeah, well, we can't forget about them, so they kind of need to come, but how are they going to work into the narrative? They don't really, let's put them on this adventure that ultimately has no real consequence, besides a bit of humour, which, in fairness, does work quite a lot of the time. Unfortunately, there are some things that are completely out of place, like Captain Jack Sparrow makes some joke when he's like drunk. He wakes up and says, like, banana monkeys or whatever. I don't quite remember, but it kind of fell flat on its face. It does. There's some humour that doesn't work, which kind of takes you out of the film a bit, because they do rely on it quite a bit. And to be honest, the villain in the form of Salazar, he's actually pretty good. He kind of goes a bit over the top in the form that it's sort of slapstick. He kind of puts on this weird voice that, like, to be honest, it might just be me and my weird British ears, but it was kind of hard to understand. I don't know if anyone else had that problem, but to me, yeah, it was kind of difficult to make out what he was saying, and then what he said had less impact on me. But other than that, he was, he's been the best villain really since the original film. Not to say anything bad about Davy Jones, because I'm pretty sure he was serviceable. He fulfilled the purpose of a villain, but I just think that Salazar had a bit more depth to him. Like, he wasn't a pirate, like a rival pirate. He wasn't someone from that realm. He was like the opposite, like the anti-pirate, and it was good to see that. Now, the origin of Jack Sparrow is in fact explored within this narrative, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's cool to see, but it could have easily just been cut out. It didn't need to happen. It's good that it did happen, and it wasn't some boring dialogue, but at the same point, I think that there's just some things that didn't need to be there, like, oh, this is him getting all of his stuff, like, brilliant. It kind of didn't need to happen, but then again, it didn't damage the film, I don't feel. Now, this is where it gets to the heavy spoilers. At the end, it's come to light that Karina is in fact the biological daughter of Captain Barbossa, who's been so beloved throughout this whole entire film, and Barbossa in fact sacrifices himself to save Karina and the other lot of the gang at the end. And look, this is spoilers for Guardians too, but we have spoken about this before. It did remind me of the sacrifice that Yondu made at the end of that, so it is kind of weird that they were both so similar in plot points, but it didn't take it away, and I think that the sacrifice of Barbossa was actually quite impactful. And obviously the ending with Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann, that I genuinely did actually, I loved that, because I know Orlando Bloom was going to be in that. I think that was in fact a whole entire TV spot dedicated to his return, but I did not know that Keira Knightley was going to be in it, and that genuinely surprised me. And at a time when everything is getting spoiled, that was nice to see. So, what is the ending verdict? What do I think about Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales / Salazar's Revenge? Bottom line is, guys, if you enjoyed the Pirates of the Caribbean series as a whole, you will really, really have a good time with this film. It's definitely better than the last two abominations, which were absolutely appalling in my opinion, now looking back at it. First one, loved it. Second one, I loved some scenes of it, but not the whole entire movie as in its entirety. Then third one and the fourth one, yeah, no thanks. But this one, it kind of gives me hope for the next one, if there is a next one. Now, there is a post-credit scene, which I'm going to wait for you to see that for yourself. I know I said that this would be full spoilers, but I feel that something should be left to you, because it does open up an opportunity for a sequel, which this film makes me hopeful for a sequel. I do hope that that's the last one, though, because I feel that this story arc has kind of reached its full circle now. But anyway, in total, I'm going to give this film 2.5 popcorns, or 2.5 poppadoms if you're from my country. Shout out Benchard. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you're a fan of the last couple, you'll definitely like this one more. So yeah, really hope you enjoyed. Obviously, this is my first review. It's kind of harking back to my old style that I used to do on my own channel, which was called Review Network similarly. But yeah, obviously, like I say, I'm sharing this with Steve Carr and the Kirby Mudkit with MovieCast and DramaCast respectively. Hopefully I can get back onto that. And if you did enjoy this, please let me down below what you liked, what you didn't like. If you think that I should be deported back to the United States of Wacky Packy Gander, I don't know. Guys, I'll see you next time. And for more information on my own personal channel, please check my Twitter. I'll leave that in the description below also. See you around, guys.